Hey guys, thanks for taking the time to come to the attendance training video. So we are going to be using Microsoft Teams. So everyone should see either on their tablet or their desktop home screen, this little icon. It says Microsoft Teams. It's purple with a T. So you're just going to double click that. It's going to change when where it opens up to when you come in. Sometimes it'll do these walkthroughs. You can X out of them. We're only really going to be going to one place, but I just want to show you some of the screens that it might look like when you come in here, just in case somebody left it at one of these and it doesn't look familiar. What we just need to go to is this Teams, where the little people are, and then we're part of the attendance team. And then sometimes it'll show up like this. And what you're going to look for is the files. So that's just the files that are shared with this group. And then it will list all the days of the week that Ashley has put out there. So every Friday afternoon, she's going to go in and put out the coming week's days. So this is just our little test days right here, so that you guys can see it in this program. So we're going to test it on Monday, August 16th, 2021. So we're just going to click that and it will open. On the desktop, this is what it will look like. On the tablet, you might open it up and it'll just say attendance. And then you're just going to click it. And then again, it'll say post files or more across the top. You'll just say files, because again, you're just looking at the files. And then it will give you access to the same files that we just saw. So we're going to open Monday, August 16th on the tablet. And then I wanted to point out a few things just so that you get the layout of it. This is just an Excel sheet. And up here, this lets you know that someone else from East has logged into it. And then up here, this is just showing you who is logged in, who you're logged in as. So you can see that East is working in this Excel sheet too. So up here across the top, it says 37U in-house. Over to the side, it's got the primary location. So we tried to color code those. So if you're at the locations, you can kind of just jump to whatever color house you're working at. And then, or if it's easier for you, you can also do the alphabetical listing of their last name. So you can just go through there. And this is just scrolling up and down, or if you're on the tablet, you're just going to be swiping up and down, or swiping right and left to get to the different columns here. So these are the different columns. And I just want to show you A through Z is laid out across the top. If you guys ever come into this and there's nothing there, and it looks like this, it's because somebody has scrolled this bottom bar. It's kind of hard to see, but you can just see this and pull it over. And it's easier to notice because when it's pulled over this far, it starts going into weird alphabetizing. So you'll know that that's off. So just pull it back over here and it should just go A, B, C, D. All right, and then over here, the same thing can happen too. This is going to go down 1 through, whatever number of clients there are. And sometimes if it's pulled down so far, you're not going to have any clients' names. So it's kind of easy to see here that it's jumping really far. So over to the right then is where you would pull this bar up to be able to see everyone's name. So it will bring it all back up to you. And then this is where you're going to be logging your time in and out. I guess before I get to there, I'm going to show you these two. So we're in the 37U program. This is called tabs at the bottom. So we're going to go to the 31C community program. So this is the 31C, and it has the different locations. So there's West, East, and you can go down and just scroll through. Again, it's alphabetized by the last name. And same thing can happen here. So if it looks really weird, there's no information, just pull the little bars up or down. And then there's also 31U day program. And again, it's the same layout where it's West or East, and it has all of the clients' names. So we'll play around with 31C for community. What we do are If we're going to check in Anderson, we're just going to say your initials and then enter. It's going to automatically timestamp that person's name with the time that you're saying that they're coming into that like that activity that they're doing, because this is the community activity. So it's going to use your computer's timestamp there. And then it's going to automatically highlight the out time as a yellow highlighted box, just as a visual reminder that you need to do an out time on there. So there, by the end of the day, when everybody's done, there should be no more yellow boxes here. They should all be filled in. So I will do this for Anderson J. I'll say enter. So right here, it's going to total this person's time because I put them in and then out. It's going to say it was 22 minutes. Actually, this is hours because I did this yesterday. So it's 22 hours and 26 minutes, and it rounds the time for us. So this is all, like, these columns are all something that Ashley is going to deal with, but I just wanted to explain a little bit of what that is. Also, if you forget that you didn't put in that they had an appointment or that they were gone or you forgot a time, let's do that on the day program. So say we realize that Curtis, we didn't remember to punch them. We're coming to punch them out, and we put that, and we realize we never punched them in. So we're just going to come over here and say, forgot to punch in. And if it was 8:15 a.m., that's where we're just going to put a note. This will let Ashley know that that's the time that she needs to put that they came into the program. And it's fine that it says value. That's also just another indicator to Ashley that she needs to look and figure out what went wrong with it, so that she can figure out that there's time that wasn't there where they were punched in. So that's how to punch in and out someone. Don't put a time if you realize it's, you know, been an hour or however long past when you should have. Just always go ahead and put it in the notes. We don't want you to put your initials here because then it will create the timestamp of that current time. So it won't be accurate. So always remember to put the notes there that you had forgotten to punch them in. Another thing is if you are taking someone out on a med appointment, or if you're taking them out for an activity, you're going to need to clock them out of their program. So if they have been clocked in and then you're going to take them on an activity, you're going to need to clock them out of that, if they're doing 31U day program. Then you're going to go to 31C community, and you're going to clock that same person into that program. So I'm trying to see who I did. So Ballard, I did him. So I'm going to clock him in now here. So I'm going to just do that. And I've got him clocked in now for the activity that we're doing. So that's a big thing to remember, that if you're taking someone out of the program, you need to go ahead and clock them out of that and then clock them into the 31C so that we have that time going. And then when you bring them back, you're going to need to clock them out of that. And then you're going to actually clock them back in. And that's what this column is for. So this is all happening at the same time, but you would just come over here again and clock them back in. And then whoever ends the day with that person is going to clock them out of that program. So you have to remember to clock them out here, clock them into the 31C, and then clock them out of it, and then clock them back in here. So I'm hoping that makes sense. You can contact me if you're confused about that. It's just so that we have all of the correct time for what activity and what program they're actually doing. So there are 3 columns. That's what these black lines kind of indicate. So right here is the first one. So some people might actually end up using the 3 columns if they've been clocked in and out of the different programs for whatever reason that day. And again, if you forgot, you can always just go ahead and make a note here, you know, that you brought them back maybe from an activity, from a 31C community activity, and you didn't ever punch them out of the 31U, you're going to need to make a note here on the notes saying when you took them out of this program. And then you'll want to go to the 31C and then say, we were doing this program from this time to this time. So it's again, another note that Ashley will be able to fix the times when she imports this information back. Okay, so then another part that I'd like to show is that when someone is, when you're in here, you're going to be able to see when someone else is making a change to the sheet that you're on. So I'm on my tablet and I'm just going to open it up. So when you open up the program here and you're going to see the files, it will open up a file for you right away, and it looks like it's an Excel, but you're going to see that there's a little round circle, and this is just for the people that are completing the attendance on tablets, that you'll want to touch that circle, and it will actually open up into a Excel that you can actually then enter the times on. So don't freak out if you are touching it and you can't see why it's not changing. Just look over to the right and there's a little circle that just means you need to open it actually in Excel. So I'm in here and now you can see on the screen that I'm on this little block, and I'm going to enter my initials. So right away it's going to populate. So I just want to show you guys this. So there will be multiple people in these different at different times. So don't freak out if you're seeing these little dots with different letters on them. It's just other people working. You guys won't be messing with the same clients at the same time. So just, move around the person and what they're doing. And then they're just checking in the different people. So that's the beauty of this, is that it's allowing us all to work on the same workbook. And then Ashley is able to then pull all of the information from one source instead of having to compile it for hours a day to just get the times for the different programs. So I just wanted you guys to be able to see that you will see people moving around in the sheet, and that's fine. That's really why we really wanted to do it like this. So there could be multiple people, especially in the 37U home. You'll probably see different colored dots up here too, and then you'll see little boxes being highlighted. I think that's pretty much all of the different things. If you are a DSP, if you're taking people out for a fireman activity, you're going to want to clock them out of the day program and put them into the community, the 31C program, for that time frame that you have them out on an activity, and then clock them back in, as I had said earlier. So you're going to want to take them out of the day program and then put them into the community, the 31C, and then clock them out when you bring them back, and then clock them back into the 31U day program, if that's what they're coming back into. And then if you have any other questions, you can give me a call. I'm Jen at extension 223. And if you have realized on a Tuesday that you have forgotten that you took someone out and you did not punch them in or out, then you need to just call Ashley or get a hold of her and let her know that you had forgotten a time. We're really trying to have you guys remember to do it on that day, because it makes a lot less work for Ashley then, because it makes it harder if it's days past that she's having to go in and enter that on previous days. Because at the end of the day, what she's going to do is on Monday, after everyone's gone home from activities, she's going to go and pull the sheet for Monday and take it. So then when you come in Tuesday, you'll only see Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and that's all you'll see. And it's just going to kind of proceed that way through the rest of the week. And then Friday afternoon, she's going to load the next week's sheets. And then on Monday, you'll again start with Monday through Friday, and then it just dwindles as she pulls the days. So you'll just have access to that day you're working, and then the day going forward. So if you have any time issues where you forgot punches, you would still go to Ashley with those. But if you have a question on how the Excel works or how the timekeeping works, or you're not sure what to do, you can give me a call. If I'm not available, you can give Barb a call, but I've been working with this, so I think I might be the best one to call right now as we're getting going. And then I can always come over to do a little training if somebody's really struggling with it. That's no problem. I think it'll probably just take a few minutes, and sometimes you just need to play around on something to really get a feel for it. But all you need to do is to enter your initials, and then it's just going to track that time for you. And then I guess another thing I do want to mention is the time in. If you tried to put your initials here, it's going to tell you it can't do that because it's protected. So it's not going to let you put your time in there. So if you're like trying to do this, it actually happened when I was talking with Barb. It was scooted over to here, and we were trying to enter the initials and it kept saying that. And we realized we were in the time column. So you just have to pull it over all the way and then enter your initials in the in column. So we even messed it up. So it's gonna take a little bit of getting used to. But if you guys have any questions, again, give me a call at extension 223. All right, thank you. Oh, also, you can just close it here. It automatically saves. There's nothing that you're going to lose. It just saves as you're doing it. So don't freak out. If you closed it, you can just come right back and it's going to open it again. And all of your changes are there. So you don't have to worry about it. If you X out of here, nothing wrong is going to happen. It's just going to come up to this screen. When you leave, it's going to come back up to this area. So it's better though for you to close out. So if you guys do X out, I'd really like you guys to close it, because I do believe it locks the tab, the page from actually letting Ashley pull it, because it's showing that one of you is in there. So just go ahead and close it, and then you can X out and you can just get back into Microsoft Teams again. Okay. All right. Thank you guys.